to TMZ Live. ABC has pulled the plug on the Bachelorette this hours after video that we posted of a
Taylor Frankie Paul
insane fight that Taylor Frankie Paul had with her baby daddy.
Back in 2023, it is a fight she had with Dakota Mortensen, who, of course, is now her ex-boyfriend, father of her son, Ever.
So we told you about this incident, but we hadn't seen the incident until we obtained this video. It's about 3 minutes long. So ABC saw this video today and made a very quick decision.
Yes, they have pulled the plug. A Disney Entertainment spokesperson tells us, in light of the newly released video just surfaced today, we have made the decision to not move forward with the new season of The Bachelorette at this time, and our focus is on supporting the family.
And this was supposed to debut Sunday night. So this is an enormously consequential decision for ABC.
Right. We are told that no one, prior to us posting this, no one at the network had seen the video, so they were blindsided and shocked by this.
We know that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was put on ice after some of the cast members said they just didn't want to participate given the backdrop.
And that was based on, and again, that video we just showed you was featured on the first season, not the video itself, but the incident they talked about. In fact, they showed police body cam on the very first episode of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
We're going to bring a guest in a minute, but we should say that we now know, based at least on a protective order that Dakota filed, what happened 3 weeks ago, which is the latest incident.
Right, and that's what stopped. That's where producers of Mormon Wives said, we're going to shut things down while the authorities figure out what's going on here, because there were allegations that Dakota claims that that Taylor attacked him once again just a few weeks ago. She says it's the other way around, that he is the one who got physical. So,
by the way, Taylor is saying that this was a calculated move by Dakota. She says to smear her, done on their child's birthday. That's her position on this. So let's see if we can get in the inside.
Someone who covers Bachelor Nation better than anybody is a guy you know as Reality Steve Carbone. Welcome to TMZ Live.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
So first, your reaction to the video.
I mean, the crazy thing is about it is we've obviously known about this. After everything that was going on, the yelling, the chair throwing, the second her daughter was screaming and the second her daughter was clearly not doing well in that moment, for her to not immediately run to her daughter and say, it's okay, mommy's here.
The part, like you said, people knew about this incident. Yeah. I guess the question is, how deep did the producers dig, the producers of The Bachelorette, dig in on this incident? I mean, in your experience, I would imagine there are very extensive interviews with prospective bachelors or bachelorettes, and as well as the suitors on the show. But certainly the star of that season, you would think that they grilled her about that incident, even though they may not have seen the video.
That's the crazy thing. It just seems like this video was submitted as evidence against her. She pled guilty to this. I'm almost getting a sense of, is this somewhat like the Ray Rice video where the NFL knew it was out there and just hoping it would
literally in my head as you were saying it, Steve.
Yeah.
It's literally in my head. You know, we're told that there is already, as we're talking right now, finger pointing going on over at ABC, that now people are saying, I didn't know, why didn't I know, you knew. So that
ABC making decisions because of this video. But as you pointed out, they've already shot this full season. Yeah. There is a quote-unquote winner, I would imagine, someone that she picks at the end.
Yeah.
And then maybe you even know who that person is, because I know that you are famous for knowing before anybody else who won. Yeah. What does that guy think when he sees this video? You know, presumably he's thinking that he's got a future with Taylor, and now he sees this.
Yeah, I don't know what he thinks, because she has said in preseason interviews, hey, I was open and honest with the guys about my past. But it's like, but how detailed were you? Like, I can't imagine she explained that video to them. She probably just said, yes, I've had incidents with my ex. We had a very toxic and back and forth.
Well, she blames him.
Yeah, and she always blames him, but but it's also her fault. Look, they're both at fault. I'm not saying Dakota's Mr. Innocent here. I'm guessing probably before that video started, he did something to provoke her, but that doesn't
She does claim that, by the way. Yeah, she claimed that he threw her down before that video.
And that doesn't justify, I just can't get over the fact that the second her child was screaming, that she didn't run to her child and immediately just was blaming it on him, and it's saying it's your fault. And then yesterday in all of her press, she's saying, I know I'm a good mother, and I'm sorry. In this situation, you are not a good mother if you didn't immediately run to your daughter the second a chair might have deflected off her or she's screaming there. And even Dakota's saying, get to your daughter. And she's like, no, you did this to me. And it just, ugh.
Well, listen, we so appreciate bringing you on. I couldn't think of a better person. Thanks for the time.
You got it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
Coming up.
What a celebration outside the courthouse in Ohio for Afroman, who emerged victorious in a defamation lawsuit that had been filed against him by local sheriff. They claimed he was involved in drug trafficking, raided his house, searched everything. They found nothing.
Be right back.
What a celebration outside the courthouse in Ohio for Afroman, who emerged victorious in a defamation lawsuit that had been filed against him by local sheriff. Now, you remember back in, I think it was 2022, there was a raid on Afroman's house. They claimed he was involved in drug trafficking, and they busted down his door, raided his house, searched everything. They found nothing.
We had Afroman on TMZ Live
talking about it. They found nothing. They charged him with nothing. And then he made a music video about this whole incident called Lemon Pound Cake. And after that video, the sheriff decided to sue him for defamation, claiming that he had shown law enforcement, and the sheriff in particular, in a negative light. Well,
it may have been,
deputies.
here's the thing. May have been a negative light, but it was true light, according to the jury.
According to the jury, and Afroman was celebrating outside the court. And had all his followers there with him, too.
And his Super Bowl rings.
And his Super Bowl rings. So, big victory for him. And
it's a really interesting case that he could make art out of what happened to him and get sued for art. Because
Look at him on the stand. Look at him on the stand. That suit?
I mean, he wins right there. He wins right there. But it is fascinating to me that we've been talking about using rap lyrics, to sentence somebody, and that's going to the U.S. Supreme Court. So art is really front and center. This is the video that is the basis of the lawsuit.
Right, where he showed some of the deputies that were involved in the raid. And
he's been citing freedom of speech throughout the whole thing. And to your point, saying, like, I had this really bad situation happen to me, and I made something positive out of it. I made YouTube videos and social media posts that had a ton of views, made music out of it. This whole thing was absolutely ridiculous, though. Like, these sheriffs were on the stand crying about the harassment they've received online. It's like, give me a break. You guys broke into his house.
And found nothing.
He found nothing. He also claimed that they had stole some of his money. I don't know what ended up happening with that. But you guys made this huge mistake. It's like, well, that's on you guys. And he used his own security footage.
Afroman fought the law, and Afroman won.
And Afroman won.
It's a new song.
The law did not win this one.
Hi, my name is Kiwi. I'm from Atlanta, and I am celebrating with Afroman because he's been doing this since the 2000s, just singing about viral songs. He's been viral before viral was a thing. So of course he won this case because he used his freedom of speech.
I love what he wore. I mean, I just
think he said this is what America.
It's America.
About. Right.
I love what he wore on the stand. And what I don't know is, did they address it? Why are you wearing that? So he could say no. So he could say exactly that.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
What a turnaround for a family that had been celebrated on reality TV, but it just keeps getting worse for the Duggars. You know, of course, about Josh Duggar's conviction, and he is, I believe, still in prison. He's still doing time. Now his brother, Joseph Duggar, has been arrested and accused of child sex abuse, a similar crime, not the same, but similar to what Josh is now doing time for. And Joseph was arrested yesterday and accused of abusing how old was the victim?
She was 9 at the time, according to her account. The account is called Sexual Activity with a Minor, and apparently in Panama Beach City, she says that he invited her onto his lap, started touching her genitals underneath a blanket, and so forth. Now, this occurred in 2020. When she was 9, this is now a 14-year-old individual who has made these allegations. It was apparently enough to arrest him. It's interesting with this Duggar because he, on a previous special, came out against Josh and sort of referenced saying that was a very disappointing incident.
We have the sound of this is what happened.
I don't think there's any way any of us would have known that my brother's living such a secret life. Just whenever somebody is, somebody you respect the most is willing to get up and proclaim, what we believe as Christians, about being true to your wife, you never would expect that person to be the one that's involved in it, and it broke my heart.
So that was 11 years ago, 2015.
We should say Josh was convicted of possession of child pornography.
Right, and this is child sexual activity.
So 6 years after he said that on the show, he's accused of.
That's right. And so these are obviously very troubling allegations. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty and so forth. But this family is now troubled by this in 2 ways, with Josh and his brother.
Right. So what are they doing, in terms of television?
Do any of them have shows now? Obviously that 19 and Counting is not on, but I know some of the other siblings did have a show. And I don't know that TLC is even airing any of that.
Not that I'm aware of. The last clip I saw was that show.
I got to tell you, I can go way back in my life to the first family reality show, and it was The Loud Family. And they blew apart as a result of that.
Yeah.
And I remember that people were saying families shouldn't go on these shows. And, obviously, like the Kardashians,
there's been success stories,
But
there have been some success
But there have been a lot of train wrecks.
This is not one, though, where you can blame reality TV for what clearly, what Josh's issues and allegedly Joseph's issues, that has nothing to do with reality TV.
It doesn't, but people gawked at this family because they had 19 kids, and who were really the parents? Some of the kids were so much older than the younger siblings, and that was part of Josh's case.
Right.
Hey, this is JD Milo, Phoenix, Arizona. So this whole thing with Joseph Duggar, it doesn't shock or surprise me one bit. And I think most people feel the same. And it makes you think, is this a cycle that's continuing through Duggar generations? All I can say is I hope that Joseph's wife, Kendra, doesn't stick around like Anna has with Josh.
You're right about generational trauma. It's certainly a distinct possibility with the Duggars.
Coming up.
It used to be when you said the Real Housewives, the first thing you thought of was someone flipping over a table, throwing champagne glasses. Now, they are so influential, they spent a good portion of yesterday on Capitol Hill.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. It used to be when you said the Real Housewives, the first thing you thought of was someone flipping over a table, throwing champagne glasses. Now, they are so influential, they spent a good portion of yesterday on Capitol Hill, where they went to speak to lawmakers about funding for AIDS treatments and medications that they were concerned that funding is going to be lapsed, that there have been cuts made. So they were actually there sharing their voices and trying to influence lawmakers.
It's really interesting because that is one area where a lot of celebrities have been involved from Elton John on down.
And it is also interesting because we've been hearing, and we talked about earlier this week, about how the public doesn't really want to hear from celebrities when it comes to who you're voting for, yet clearly celebrities still have some sway with the politicians themselves.
And the public, because if you remember that the battle cry And part of this was celebrities, you know, in the 1980s, turned Ronald Reagan around. That Ronald Reagan was not supportive of treatments and research. And that battle cry really changed things with him, and it's been going on ever since.
And perhaps they will do the same with the lawmakers.
Housewives are on the Hill, and we're all here for prevention of HIV. And Mr., who is saving people every single day and reducing the risk of HIV.
Housewives can do anything. We're more than just fighting. We're women with a purpose. HIV does not have a party, association with race or class. Anyone has the possibility of contracting it.
I hope that people see that this is not like a gay problem. This is a human problem. This is a disease that like everybody can contract. So we really need to stop stigmatizing people, and the fear and the shame and all of that does not help the situation.
Real Housewives from across all the franchises there.
This isn't totally shocking because the guy who brought them there, his name is Tristan. He actually bought the gay club, the Abbey in West Hollywood a couple of years ago. And when he bought the Abbey, he does a lot of Mr. events at the Abbey, and he incorporates celebrities like Demi Lovato's shown up at the Abbey for these Mr. events. For
Mr. is the company that makes
does the
PrEP and other treatments, right?
For HIV. So he really leans into bringing Hollywood and these people in the public.
It's really admirable.
There is a place for celebrities when it comes to influence with politicians and certainly the public. We know that.
You know, it's interesting because you would say you would want to say, because it's different from politics because you don't take sides on things like this. But the reality is people have taken sides on things like this.
Wellington, New Jersey, listen, the drama might have been low, but the impact was very high. And let's not forget that there are members of Congress that love the Real Housewives and Bravo. So this is not really random. And when you have women like these stepping into Capitol Hill, that's real influence that HIV funding needs. So if the Real Housewives are going to be driving the conversation, I say let them.
Do you remember we got Congresswoman Sarah McBride like a month ago for TMZ DC.
Talking about traitors.
Talking about the traitors, but also saying she was a huge Housewives fan.
Yeah.
And that
she knew a lot. She knew way more about those shows than I do.
But the thing is that you would think, oh no, they're just talking about Iran. No, they're actually like human beings who watch these shows. And the fact that you have people who are fans of the people who are lobbying on Capitol Hill, it makes a difference.
Coming up.
We are going to tell you about something that we found out about the Oscars on Sunday. Justin Bieber and Usher, who used to be very close, really got into it. There are people who are telling us that there was actually a fist fight between the two.
Be right back.
Okay, we are going to tell you about something that we found out about the Oscars on Sunday, but nothing glitzy and glamorous about this. We are told that Justin Bieber and Usher, who used to be very close, really got into it. There are people who are telling us that they're hearing that there was actually a fist fight between the two.
And this was at one of the Oscars after parties, the one that was thrown by Jay-Z and Beyonce.
At the Chateau Marmont.
At Chateau Marmont. And yeah, I mean, look, we've been hearing that there was some tension between Usher and Bieber, but this shows that, yes, there's absolutely tension, and it boiled over on Oscar night when they both showed up at this party.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we spoke to some people that were there at the party who said that Justin and Usher arrived separately.
Now,
Obviously didn't come together.
We should say these are Bieber-connected sources.
Yes, and sources connected to Bieber say that Usher was the one that actually came up to Justin with energy and anger.
Those are their words.
Those are their words. We're also being told, again, from people around Justin that it did not get physical. However, they did acknowledge that it got very heated. Unclear exactly what this argument was about.
I know something. That I was on the phone with a couple of people on this, that Justin has tried to, and we did a documentary on this, to wipe clean his past in terms of the people that he used to interact with, that he just wants that over in his life. The way it was put to me by one person who has many connections to Justin is that Justin has always had a thing against Usher, in his adult life, and that the way it was told to me was that Justin has been rude to Usher. So there has been no love lost between the two of them, and they used to be not only close, but wasn't Usher kind of a mentor?
For people who don't know, I mean, Usher is given credit largely in sort of discovering Justin and mentoring him early in his career. You remember when Usher did the Super Bowl, that was a big thing. Everybody was thinking, oh, Justin's gonna, like, that's how they were viewed, as being that connected, that he would certainly bring Bieber out during the halftime show.
And they seemed really close.
Yeah.
And they were.
It's so sad to see, like, how fractured now their relationship is, where they are at a party and they can't even be cordial, where it gets super heated. I mean, I know we were told that Usher was the one that came up to him, but who knows really who started it, what this was over. It's just sad to see that this did occur.
What we don't know is what's fueling it. What exactly is behind it.
We have reached out to various people in Usher's world, and so far have gotten nothing back. But it will be interesting when they see what they're hearing on Bieber's side, whether they tell a different story.
There will always, we know that there's going to be at least one other side to the story.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Asmao Evoma Owa, and I live in LA. There's always so much drama surrounding the Oscars. I actually watched the Oscars for the first time in years, and I thought this one was so good. I thought we were gonna, have it go smoothly. And to see that there's been drama between Justin and Usher, it's kind of sad. I am a Justin fan. I'm a huge Justin fan, so I'm kind of on his side with this one. I feel like he's been talking publicly about feeling like the people that he came up with, mentored him, kind of failed him in some ways. And so if Usher approached him and things got heated, then sometimes you got to run that fade. Sometimes you just have to run that fade. And so I'm kind of on Justin's side. Like, if you're going to stand up for yourself, he's unfollowed him, unfollowed other people in his life who felt like maybe did him wrong. And so if you're going to have that moment in person, then maybe it just had to happen. Maybe it just had to go down like that. Hopefully they can resolve it.
It is interesting. You said that the Oscar ceremony itself went off without a hitch. Nobody got slapped.
No.
But afterward, it's always the after party.
Got real.
It's always the after party. The old man still got it.
Thank you.
I'm not talking about not this one. Tom Brady.
Oh, damn. I thought I finally got a compliment out of you.
Tom Brady still got his fastball. When it comes to talking trash.
Softball.
What? Oh, don't. Oh, that old stuff.
It's flag football, dude.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Deflategate.
No.
So that seems like a Deflategate.
Although that's a funny Deflategate.
Which would mean that your trash talk is pretty good.
Thank you.
But yes, it is flag football. But for a good cause. Tom Brady is going to be playing flag football this weekend up against some current and also some retired NFL stars. This is part of a big Fanatics game that they put together.
What's really interesting is they were going to do this in Saudi Arabia, but because of the war, they had to move it immediately. So they moved it to L.A.
Going to be here in L.A. on Saturday. And they had all the players out there yesterday doing a little news conference. And there's there's a big battle going down between Tom Brady and Logan Paul. You remember Logan Paul had said that he wanted to box Tom Brady.
Right.
And then he just threw out the offer to any NFL player and then suddenly pulled back the whole thing. So Logan Paul was at the news conference yesterday. He had some things to say, as he always does. And Tom Brady, not to be outmatched, also did a little trash talking, going after the opposing quarterback in Saturday's game.
And we have a story on why, which we'll get into.
Exactly.
Tom got a lot to say, bro. Let's see if you still got it this weekend, Tom.
I got it.
Was that a pick, or did you just call me up here to speak?
No, I was talking to you, Logan. No, it's okay.
What do you want, Tom?
Nothing.
Say something. You got a lot to say on my podcast. Now you got nothing to say?
I got nothing to say to you right now.
He said a lot, Logan.
I was greeting my team, teammates. Something I learned from you, Tom.
Yeah.
About team important membership. You gotta get along with your team. Tell me more. Talk some.
Tom never said that.
Yes, he did. I saw him talk to his team when they were down 28-3. He motivated them all to come back and win.
No, he did.
You had something to say then, Tom. Now you got nothing to say? Ladies and gentlemen watching, well, these are our two teams. You're looking at team founders and Wildcat. There it is. Wildcat. I'm sorry. I didn't. You can say it better if you feel like you can, Drewski.
That's what they called Joe the other night at those Oscar parties. Wildcat.
The Wildcats. Okay. All right.
He's here. No fashion shows to attend to.
Wow.
That's hysterical.
No fashion shows.
Yeah,
so
this
why
is
would
funny.
Tom Brady be going after Joe Burrow like that? Also, it's really mean to put Kevin Hart up there in the middle.
Oh, they're all so tongue-tied, and he's like this tall.
Yeah, but this is great.
But what was funny about Logan is it's like he's got the wrestler's vibe.
Right. Yeah.
He's doing the wrestling
and
thing.
Tom Brady didn't know how to respond
Tom
to
couldn't
it.
match it.
So
Tom
he
was
did
like,
go after Logan and instead goes after Joe Burrow.
Right, because you can't match Logan.
Right. You can't match that energy. So the
what's up
Logan
with
and
Joe
Tom
Burrow
thing
thing?
is a joke, I think, right? They're doing this for the show.
Right.
I'm not too sure if there's not actual real jealousy here between Joe Burrow and Tom Brady, or Tom Brady and Joe Burrow, I should say. So Tom Brady has been linked to Alex Earl, right? He was with her
seen them
on
a couple times.
I'm not sure I'm buying it, but yeah, we've seen
They've been together at the very least, right? Well, you know who was with Alex Earl on Sunday at an Oscars party?
I'm guessing Joe Burrow.
Yes. So they're photographed together. They leave in a car together. There were other women there too, but they leave in a car together. And Tom Brady, jealous.
Huh.
Well, jealousy from
they
TV
called him
12.
Wildcat.
Wildcat.
Why is Tom?
I got some recon
But
this
Tom
week.
Brady
does just fine.
No,
Tom Brady does just fine with influencers and models. He's doing
Ex-wives.
just fine. No, he really is. But I'm really actually interested in this flag football thing.
Yeah.
Is it fair to put? Well, I guess so. I guess you put Tom Brady in against Burrow. I guess that's fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
No, it's totally fair.
But then they've got people who have no, like Drewski.
Right.
Drewski was thrown off a church football team.
Right. And now he's going to go play with Saquon Barkley.
I know. So how do you do that?
I think they intentionally want some, some
It's a
comic
good
relief
mix.
out there. So it's going to be entertaining.
So is this a real game?
Yes.
It's a real game a real game in that they want people to watch. It's going to be entertaining. I think at the end they will eventually be very competitive and they're going to want to win.
Right.
But this is also like they want fans to
And
come
remember,
out and enjoy it.
flag football is coming to the Olympics. I think in a way this is going to be a tryout for a lot of these NFL stars who want to play in the Olympics and get a gold medal.
Which, by the way, I think is a huge
And it's
mistake.
a weird thing.
Not for the
flag
U.S.
football?
It's great for the U.S.
Flag football.
But as an Olympic sport?
No way.
Hi, I'm Erica Carter from Rancho Cucamonga, and it's definitely giving that Tom Brady is jealous of Joe Burrow hanging out with all the baddies after the Oscars, specifically Alex Earl. And there was so much shade thrown that Kevin Hart didn't even know what to do at that point. And the thing is that Alex Earl doesn't have a ring on her finger, so she's free to hang out with whoever she wants.
And will.
And definitely will. I thought Joe Burrow had a long-term girlfriend.
You know what? She has shiny floors.
What?
Thank you.
More importantly, forget those
Keep
guys.
going.
Nice floors. Yeah.
Coming up.
We broke a story this morning that Chuck Norris is in the hospital. Boom. Now all the memes, everyone's thinking of the memes about what happens when Chuck Norris is in the hospital. We are very happy to say that we're told this happened in Hawaii. He is in good spirits. He's conscious.
Be right back.
Well, I know the memes will definitely be coming when you hear this story. And thankfully, we can say that it is a positive story in that Chuck Norris, we broke a story this morning that Chuck Norris is in the hospital. Boom. Now all the memes, everyone's thinking of the memes about what happens when Chuck Norris is in the hospital. We are very happy to say that we're told this happened in Hawaii. He is in good spirits. He's conscious.
We don't know
what happened exactly.
But whatever happened had to have happened in the last 24 hours from the time we're talking right now, because he seemed fine yesterday afternoon.
Right. I know someone who spoke with Chuck and said he was in great spirits. He had just gotten done training, doing his usual routine. I mean, this guy has not missed a beat at 86 years old. Now, he said, he's a guy who likes to crack jokes and, witty remarks and things like that. That's what was going on during the phone call on Wednesday.
I mean, let's not just, you can't, this guy's 86 and he was still trains
even
very frequently
on his birthday, even he showed proof of it. I mean, he's going after a guy in sparring, and just the same old Chuck Norris that you would expect. You know?
So something happened in the last 24 hours. We're hearing, various things, but we're not ready to say exactly what it was. But again, it does sound, in making the phone calls, I gotta say, I talked to a couple of people, one guy in particular, who was telling me, and who's in his world in Hawaii, and said he's just one of the greatest people he's ever met, and was telling me a story just about how he mentors people. And this guy had a really rough upbringing, and that Chuck Norris, and really rough. I mean, he got into the details. And that Chuck Norris spent time with him. He said when Chuck Norris goes to the airport and he sees a bunch of kids, he will get down on his knees, talk to them for 15 or 20 minutes. And it was just a really moving story.
By the way, kids still know who Chuck Norris is because if they're online, they can't escape seeing the memes about him. So, hoping he's going to recover completely and do well.
Coming up.
It's at this stage pretty difficult for the president to say something that really shocks you. This one, I don't know if I'm shocked, but I think the Japanese Prime Minister, Takaishi, I'm pretty sure she is shocked.
Be right back.
On the TMZ Celebrity Tour, we've seen huge stars like Kevin Hart, Rihanna, Ben Affleck, The Rock, Mark Wahlberg, Lizzo, Lady Gaga, Ryan Seacrest, and Jamie Foxx. So head to TMZTour.com and book your tickets for the TMZ Celebrity Tour.
It's at this stage pretty difficult for the president to say something that really shocks you. This one, I don't know if I'm shocked, but I think the Japanese Prime Minister Takaishi, I'm pretty sure she is shocked by what went down in the White House today. The Prime Minister was there meeting with the president, and a reporter asked about how the war with Iran started, and the president's response, oh boy, talk about tact or a lack thereof.
Why didn't you tell U.S. allies in Europe and Asia, like Japan, about the war before attacking Iran? So we are very confused about we Japanese citizens.
Well, one thing, you don't want to signal too much. When we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right?
Oh, the Prime Minister has got to be like, hold it together, hold it together.
Can I just, hold on. He's factually correct.
He's factually, absolutely.
He is factually correct.
100% factually correct. Look, nobody ever said that he doesn't have good comic timing. It's just sometimes it's when he decides to unleash that
means
comic.
he has bad comic timing.
Well, as far
if
as
you unleash comic timing,
comedy, yeah, like if he was doing a stand-up routine, or if the two of them are sitting,
I'm not feeling the shock you guys are feeling on this because I'll just tell you why. Factually, it is true, and it's part of our history. And he's not.
It absolutely is.
He's not attacking her, and what he's saying is we needed the element of surprise.
Right.
And you guys know about.
You could answer. You could say it's about the element of surprise. You don't have to. My thing is, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to the Prime Minister, and that's the lack of tact.
I get it, but it really did happen.
But hold on, Harvey. If you get that it's potentially offensive to your guest,
is it offensive?
I think that it is. That's why we're reacting. You see how she tightens up.
But it's true.
Lots of things are true that are also offensive. This happened in her great-grandparents' generation.
You say it to a Japanese reporter while the Japanese Prime Minister is sitting next to you. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
unnecessary.
You know the phrase, the 800-pound gorilla or whatever it is?
It's an elephant.
Elephant.
Yeah. No, gorilla.
It's a white elephant, 800-pound gorilla.
For him to sit next to her talking about a surprise attack by the United States and not addressing anything, everybody is getting. Everybody is in on it.
We have so lowered the type of conversation that we have in the Oval Office.
You can't get outraged at everything.
No, you can't. But it just shows how low it's gotten. We're like, well, whatever. It's not that offensive. We just never had conversation like this. It's nice when people
I remember you said this.
Coming up.
Well, Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, has a restaurant down in Houston. Some folks went to check out Mama Tina's and
They couldn't get in.
They couldn't get in because it was shut down by the health department.
Be right back.
Well, Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, has a restaurant down in Houston, if you didn't know. If you're ever down there, check it out. Although, some folks went to check out Mama Tina's and
They couldn't get in.
They couldn't get in because it was shut down by the health department for a day. Somebody made a complaint, clearly. We don't know exactly what the complaint was. The health department went in, they shut it down for a day, and then it reopened the next day.
So there must have been something. Now, this is around
could be any number.
This
of
is
things.
around livestock.
Yes.
So I don't know if that's a clue.
It's near a place where they have the rodeo.
Where they have the rodeo. So we don't
I
know.
don't think they had cows roaming through the through the restaurant. I mean, I'm sure the health department walked in. Excuse me, ma'am, why is this
Elsie
live head of cattle here?
Anyway,
they're back open.
Anyway, they're back open. Have some gumbo. Have a good time. We'll see you tomorrow.